What's up, you guys? It is Justina, Emily, and
DJ Sledgehammer.
And we are here at the Mike House Studios in Hollywood.
Hollywood, fourth podcast.
It is. Happy anniversary.
I know.
Our month.
It went by so fast.
1 month. It's been really cool. We've been having a lot of dope people come through our shows and a lot of wholesome, wonderful vibes coming in here. And we are so blessed. Thank you guys all for tuning in and being part of it. We got Suvi in the building. Everyone give it up for Suvi.
Make some noise. What's up, Suvi?
What's up? What's going on with you guys?
Oh, man. We at the Mike House, you know, we just relaxing and enjoying the time that we have here, you know.
Sipping some wine.
Yes, actually, that's what I was going to say.
Not yet.
We knew you were coming in, so I was like, Sledge, get the good stuff. Sledge got some good stuff for us.
We got 2 bottles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta break it open.
Yeah, for real. Celebrate. Why are we going to celebrate? Let the people know why.
Well, we're going to celebrate because it's been a week since my new single, Dopamine, came out.
There it is.
Y'all haven't heard it, check it out.
Yes, and
man.
it's already at like 20,000 streams on Spotify, and being an independent artist, that is wild.
I think I got like 40 by myself. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Teamwork.
Yeah, it is hot.
It's hot.
Can you kind of explain like the process in writing it and putting it together?
So Dopamine was interesting because my friend from India, who's the producer of the track, he is from my birthplace, Thrissur. Nobody knows about this place. It's called Thrissur. It's in Kerala, southern India.
Is it like hiding in a little city, or is
it's a town. It's beautiful. It's completely cut off from the rest of the country. It's all mountains and hills and rainfall. Wow. Completely different from everything else.
So that's my next vacation, right?
You have to go there. It's called God's own country. It's like the tagline of Kerala. You know, it's beautiful. I can't even put words to it. So, but where I come from, the whole culture is there's celebrations in the temple. And we use these native instruments, which is called Panjavadyam, which is like pancha is 5. For 5 different types of percussions would come into play, and horns would come into play to create the sound that kind of like exhilarates the people in the crowd there to celebrate the festival. You know, there's like 30 elephants. It's baller. It's big, right? So I was like, yo, you have this sound. I'm from there. I grew up with this. Can we work on a track together? And dude, I met him on during my like wedding party or something. It was so random. But sent me the beat. I started listening to it, and it just spoke to me from a very core native place. Like, it reminded me of who I am and where I can go to anytime I needed to find a fuel that would let me keep going forward. Right. You know, and I was like, why not write about this? Because my story is very unique. Nobody does the kind of thing that I did. Like, leave behind a good career in music in India to come and, you know, be more inclusive and like international, like create a bigger platform for people like me from my part of the world where they don't get this opportunity, you know? So Dopamine is basically like finding that inner you, finding that voice that makes you you, and finding the strength and the courage and all of it inside you, as opposed to externalizing these factors. We always tend to like blame if you're signed, the label or the management or the producer. You know, I'm only going to talk about a musician's perspective, but we never feel right to take responsibility for our own doings.
Well, when I blame others. You
exactly.
know, right.
So I'm like, you know, the good and the bad stems out of you. If it's bad, then there's something that you need to look inside and figure out. And dopamine is something that is released in your body naturally when you're in a state of bliss. And you can do this. You can do yoga, you can meditate, you can sing, you can indulge in yourself creatively to find this spot. Everyone has it. I can give it to you in writing. But you have to stay so quiet so you can hear your body talk to you about it.
That's what I'm
a lot of self-care too. That's a lot of this going on right now.
Self-care.
And a lot of people are just like, oh, self-care is a bath. No,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not.
it's not a soft bath.
Doing your nails or something
Yeah.
like that. Getting your hair done. That's like not
Wait,
self-care.
are
It's
you
like
bringing up hair? Come on. Really?
you have a beautiful set of hair.
All right. All right.
But like
Somewhere else.
it is good. Even writing, you know, a lot of people who are not just songwriters, just writing how you're feeling is always like journaling or you
Right.
know, taking walks and or just sitting and meditating and things like that.
Do you ever feel that you have that writer's block or
All the
like,
time.
so with this pandemic, it kind of helped you a little bit, kind of like get your thoughts together, or you already had the song beforehand?
Right. So like the pandemic kind of definitely helped me like polish the whole thing.
Okay.
This song, the rap part, was a channel. It just came through me. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Everybody has it. The point is to stay silent and quiet enough, quieten your whole clutter mind enough to hear that inner channel, you know, like we
Okay.
have the power to do it. And my intention is to show everyone that, you know, you don't have to have. I made dopamine in my bedroom,
What?
top to bottom. He sent me the beat from his bedroom in Kerala. I put the beat in my bedroom in Los Angeles.
So you hear this, LA? It's not
You can do
wrong.
it.
You could do it. You could
Anywhere.
do it.
Anyone, man.
Yeah.
And I don't even have like crazy equipment and stuff. It's all basic things, but I knew the sound I wanted. So as we sat down to create it, kind of worked backwards. And like, you know, the mixer, Sagar Joshi, he's also an incredible, he's worked with Metallica and all in India. I was like, dude, no. I know we have a very limited resource, but we're going to sit down and make this sound as good as a freaking Capital One record album. You know what I'm saying? And it's possible now. So what's stopping you?
Yeah,
Right.
technology
You.
now, you can do anything
Yeah.
for anywhere.
Nothing is
No.
stopping you. So self-care, self-belief, faith, hope, love, all these things.
So where do you get your drive from, your motivation? Where does that come from?
Dude, that thing. I don't know.
Because we just love your energy.
Yeah,
we
you
love
have dope
everything,
energy.
of how you carry
You
yourself.
light up the room.
You light the
Thank
room.
you.
Oh, man.
You lit up the building. You lit up the Mike House studio.
That's so nice. You know, I have to say that, you know, I've been in really, really dark places mentally and in life. It wasn't easy for me. I don't come from a very well-off family. I moved to Los Angeles because of a scholarship that I got to go to MI, Musicians Institute, right here.
Nice.
And that $60,000 scholarship, it was my ticket to America, literally. They gave me a ticket.
And how long ago was that? How long
That
you
was
been
in
here?
2012.
Oh, so you just recently, within 6 years, just been
Yeah,
here. Okay.
so I've only been here. I've not been here all my life. I'm not a diaspora. I had to come out here, build from ground up, and if I can do it,
Anybody can.
come on.
Yeah.
Didn't have any resource, dude. I have my really good friend sitting out there who's my manager.
What's her name?
Salma Habib.
There it
Shout
is.
out.
Shout
out to
out.
Salma.
But Daniel, my husband, my partner in crime, everything. Both of them together are definitely like my main motivation. You know, like they believe in me more than I believed in myself when I needed it.
Yes.
And it's important to have that tribe with you, and I couldn't have done it
Yeah.
if not for them.
Because sometimes it's easier for you to motivate other people than it is to yourself. Like they they always say all the time, like, talk to yourself like you're talking to a friend. Because
Right.
we're right there with our good friend, and we're like, girl, you got this, all this stuff. And then we're at ourselves like, well, why can't I even take my own?
Why do we do that? Why is it so hard to take our own advice?
No. But,
you know?
but that's dope that you have a big...
sometimes we just don't want to listen to ourselves because a lot of times we think we're wrong, and
Or doubt
a lot of
ourselves.
we doubt ourselves, and when you have doubt, that's
Yeah.
not good.
That's really good to have, though,
That's
good
hard.
tribe.
Right.
yeah.
So let's talk about the set live, because I had seen you, and I had a lot of people that had came to the show for the first time. You got on the stage and you killed it.
Killed it. And
I remember what she wore. She had like a red like jacket, and her hair was like boom, like on point. Her makeup. You came and you killed it, and they were like, everyone stopped in their tracks.
you know,
Thank you.
you know that your set, the drums when it came on,
Oh
and it
my
was like
God.
pause, and then boop, boop, you know what I mean. So I had to do the lighting
Yeah.
effects for it. And on camera looks dope.
It looks
It's
the
so-
whole thing.
the
looks,
whole thing in person in life is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really dope.
There
What's
was
the
a
name
lot
of
of
that
people.
song?
Yeah.
the song that I performed that day was Killer Kali and
Yeah.
Bling It Back, two of them. And my drummer David Myers, he actually plays with Black and Frank Ocean and all these guys. He's
Ooh.
amazing. So he kind of like produced the live version of it, put together a whole show. And I remember telling him, yo, like when I perform, I want people to go into like the Zen mode of like this trance and just be like,
That's how
That's what
everybody
we
was.
was, yeah.
Everyone was standing in the bar, like, you even got the guy, like, stop sipping his drink. He would just literally. He literally
Because we're not used to that. We're
Yeah.
not used to the Bollywood, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? We're
yeah.
used to the hip hop, R&B,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's about
Yeah.
it.
And I love that you bring a lot of your culture to your music.
Yeah.
And it like introduces and opens up, a lot of people to that don't necessarily hear it on
Right.
the radio. You
Yeah.
don't hear it on really anywhere. You're like one of the first ones that I've heard. Like your track.
Really?
Yeah, that was
That's
like, oh, that's
interesting.
dope.
That's dope. Because you know what? I always like, there's so many different aspects of my culture that is adopted in everybody's life. Like yoga. It's hardcore Indian, and yoga shouldn't even be taught. Let alone go and have $30 per
Classes.
classes.
Right.
So meditation and self-healing, self-love, mindfulness, all of these aspects of self-growth comes from my culture, and a lot of people actually follow it, but a lot of people don't know the origin of these things, and that's when it becomes cultural appropriation, and my intention is I grew up listening to Bollywood songs. A.R. Rahman, he's the one who did music for Slumdog Millionaire, right?
Okay.
I worked with him, but as a kid, his music was my food. Like I would listen to all of his melodies and things, and then on the other side, I'd be listening to Stevie Wonder and Lauryn Hill, and what music I put out is literally an amalgamation of my childhood. So it's real, like a lot of people come to me, even after Dopamine was out, I had this really staunch group of, cultural yoga people from India saying, you're not supposed to use a chant with motherfucking dopamine flow, which I understand. But the whole idea of a chant is not because it's religious. These chants are written in a way that the language, as you resonate the sound, it heals parts of your body. So the more people hear it, regardless of the setting it's set in, it's healing people internally. So I'm like, I had a person write to me from Sao Paulo saying, your music made it over here and you have a new fan in me. I literally listen to it every day before I start my day. It does something to me. Dopamine does something to me.
That's amazing.
I think it does something to a lot of people if it's used right.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, why would I deny that because it's part of my culture and it's not part of yours? What is culture if you don't share it, So, yeah.
That's
a lot of things.
So can you tell everybody where they can find Dopamine?
It's on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, but you can hit me up on Instagram at Suvi Music and talk to me about it, or even just follow me and just not talk.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hot.
Hot.
We
The
caliente.
cover art. Oh man.
You like it?
Who did it for you? You did?
Ooh,
Ooh,
Suvi.
look at you.
Well,
That's
and
a
my
hot.
sister, she was in India, so I did the whole artwork, like the picture aspect of it, and then she did the whole font aspect of it from India.
It's hot.
Nice.
But before you
yeah.
go, can you please do something for us live?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do.
I'm shivering right now.
Let me clear my voice.
See, this is the best part of the podcast. We interact with, with our artists here.
I would love to do like a few lines of dopamine for you guys. Here we
Okay.
go. Dripping with the message, with the essence of an essence. blowing on a drain, don't even bother with that sentence. Files floating around with different versions of the stories. I ain't got the time to sit and deal with the sorting. Pop a pill, I'm on a little download press just to get it off my chest like a silicone. Bet you didn't know, I got a little flow. In an instant, my system never overload.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you
We
for
love you,
having me.
Suvi.
You know, we got a gift, you know, for your single. You know, we got something over here. You know, we could probably.
Snap.
What?
Open it. Go get it. Let's go get it.
Snap. I like gifts.
I like seeing people open gifts.
Yes. As
We
long
got
as I don't.
almond champagne.
Oh my
We got some almond
God.
champagne. Right, icy cold,
Oh,
baby.
snap.
Yeah.
As long as I don't open it.
I know. I was gonna say,
I
As long as you-
watch your head. You might have to duck on this one. Like, who said they almost killed somebody? Was that you?
Yep.
it's funny because that sounds like something that would come out of my mouth because I'm so clumsy all the time.
We all are. Like,
No,
yeah.
girl, I'm like a walking, like, my coworker tells me, you're a walking
Here we
miracle.
go.
Ooh.
Whoa. See?
We did it.
But it didn't explode.
That's
It
for
didn't
you
explode.
guys.
See?
Check
It
out
didn't
Suvi
explode.
Music. She's on all platforms. Thank you, Suvi.
Thank you.
Check this out, man. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update about everything that we got to offer here at this studio, right? So we got a brand new, never before done subscription plan specifically designed for artists by artists, you know what I'm saying? So what this is called is the platform. And what the platform is, it's a monthly subscription to where you can subscribe to our studio at 3 different price points. We got a bronze package, we got a gold package, and we got a platinum package. And what those different packages do is it gives you different types of access and different types of levels of services that we offer here every single week at the studio. So that way, if you're an independent artist on the grind and you figuring out like, man, I need studio time, I need some beats, I need mixing and mastering, I need artwork, I need a music video, I need a podcast, whatever it is you need, all you got to do is check out our platform, our subscription service, and we got everything that you need for the price of one. You know what I'm saying? So we giving artists weekly access to our studio 2 hours a week, and you able to do everything that we have to offer. So hey, check us out. Make sure y'all follow us at Beyond Average LA. And once again, I go by the name of Raj Will. This is the Mike House Studios, and we are Beyond Average.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the platform set live edition.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. We got another special guest, part of the Set Live family, you know.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We have artist Vig Lewis.
There
How
he
you
is.
guys
What's
doing?
up?
How you doing, ladies
man.
and gentlemen?
How you feeling today, man?
Doing wonderful, y'all. Thanks for allowing me to come down here, tapping in. Shout out to the Set Live.
Oh, man.
You know, everybody incorporated with this project here. Just happy to be here, man. Thank you
Oh,
guys for
man.
having me.
Thanks for taking the time and coming in to the family at the Mike House. You know?
Absolutely. Shout out to the Mike House too. The whole studios is dope. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you guys check it out for sure.
Yep.
So, just curious, how did you hear about the set live?
Well, how did I hear about the Set Live? Well, I was just talking with my lady. Shout out to V. She's outside watching us too. I was just talking with her about how I got plugged in with it. And originally, I had a show that I was supposed to do with Life Jennings, which was on a completely different bill, different promoters. And for some reason, it just didn't pan out. And I was just, scrolling through Instagram, and you guys, I don't know if DJ Sledgehammer, you know how hard it is, to try to get, booked for stuff, and
man.
the independent circuit is rough, especially out here in LA. So I reached out to Raj and his partner is Prov, if I'm not mistaken, and I just kind of linked up, and the first show that I did was out in Thousand Oaks. It was just like a regular club. Then we did another one at the Boulevard, and then I linked up with the Set Live, and he was like, yo, if you can get in on this one's live instrumentation, think the roots, live performance, and I did that with my homie Twin, and that was just dope. I've never seen something like that here in Los Angeles, and shout out to the Set Live and everybody and Raj, because it's like we talked about, independently for the artists. And it's a good platform, especially when you don't have budgets or promotion, that these major labels have.
And it's good because people from that are there for a different artist, and then they see you and they're like, ooh, because when I started with Raj on the Set Live and working with them, it was like an eye opener of so many independent artists. And that's
Absolutely.
what I loved. Every show, you can see, I'm there for him, but dude, you're dope.
Right.
I start following you.
Absolutely. There's a couple artists, Moonlight. There's this guy named Wing from the Wood. He's just dope. I mean, you just come in contact with, even Raj is an artist. You come in contact with these cats that just are creative, and gifted in their talents. So I applaud y'all. Thank y'all for giving us this platform, for real.
Oh, yeah, of course. And where are you from?
Originally, good question. Originally, I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Not Mexico, even though I am Mexican, but black and Mexican. But no, I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's a small town, in the Southwest, in between Texas and Arizona. And, I have family out here, and I just made it out here 5 years ago and, kind of visited back and forth throughout high school, but firmly planted my toes down here 5 years ago, and I love it. The vibes are dope. Obviously we're by the ocean, but originally from New Mexico, so I always joke around my people back home. Shout out to everybody in New Mexico. I'm just that older cat, now, coming from Cerrillos Road. So those that know where I'm from, they know what I'm talking about on that one. But Santa Fe, New Mexico it is. Have to.
So tell us, man, how'd you get your background? Where did that all start from?
All right, so for those that don't know, I'm a little bit seasoned, but I've been on the independent route. But I got my name. It originally was Vigilante, and okay. When you were a battle MC, you had to have a name that kind of signifies who you are, but can also back that up with your lyrics and stuff. And it started out as Vigilante, and then, it just went to Vig. VIG stands for Victory in God. So if anybody's big in acronyms, I always keep that.
That's a big thought process.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Without whatever faith you believe in, your God is going to help you get to wherever your destination
Absolutely.
is. And Louis is just my last name. My last name's Lewis. And so I just, put the two and two together, tried to make something that I guess in a sense that could be marketable. So that's where the name Vig Louis comes from.
And what is your inspiration when you're, do you write, right?
Of course.
So when you write, what is your inspiration?
A lot of it is family, my kids. I have a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old, believe it or not. My girl's my inspiration. Obviously, everything that's going on within us, pre-COVID to post-COVID now, I mean, it's all inspiration. Nip was a big inspiration, believe it or not. And I don't mean to kind of jump on the bandwagon, but I really wasn't a huge Nip fan until his demise, unfortunately. But he's a solid dude. All his teachings, he's in my opinion what a good hip hop artist will do. He'll educate the youth, give back to the community, still be a dope, excuse my language, dope lyricist, right. But still a good businessman. You know what I mean? That's what I like. But I like Nas, I like Hove, I like, Goody Mob, Outkast. I mean, I'm all over the map when it comes to hip hop. Q.
So when we're talking about music and everything like this, let the people know, as far as, you're always going to come across negative things, and how do you stay so positive?
Oh, I mean, to stay positive, that's a great question. I think you just got to have that affirmation, that mindset that, whatever you affirm, whatever you you're trying to accomplish, your goals to transpire, you already have to have that visualization of it happening. And if you can do that, I feel it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, there's going to be bumps in the roads. I've been doing this for like 20 years, but it's more so not for the likes or for the monetization. It's more for the passion that I have behind the music. But just stay at it. You're going to get, six no's before you get one yes. You know what I mean? So just got to be optimistic.
Right.
And what was your latest track was?
Latest track was
back in March.
March, yeah. I dropped a single. I'm working on this album called Less Than Zero, and if you're born in the '80s, it's kind of a movie called Less Than Zero where there's some vibes to it, but there's a bigger meaning behind that movie. So this album, the single was titled "It's Bigger Than Hip Hop 3.0." And that's just me paying homage to Dead Prez. If y'all haven't done your research, get that album titled Let's Get Free. It's one of the dopest hip-hop albums that you can listen to. It dropped back in '99. It's still relevant here in 2020. And that's just kind of where I got a lot of the inspiration off of that track. But it's available on all digital platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Google Play Music, whatever else is that platforms are out there. It's available for y'all to listen to and vibe to.
Nice.
Now, what do you think from as far as hip hop, where it came and where it is today, as far as 10 years ago, 15? How do you feel about that?
Break it down. You have me break it
the
down
people
like a
out
meme.
there know.
I needed some more of
Yeah.
Right. Well, see, because I grew up in the era of hip hop, like in the 80s. My father's originally from New York. So I was heavily influenced by, what hip hop was back then. But then when you grow up in the 90s, you're in accustomed with, more West Coast rap, which there's some great influences in that. When you jump into the 2000s, you kind of see it being a little bit saturated, more marketable, not more commercial, not really doing it for the passion and stuff. And now it's kind of a toss-up. I think if you were to look at, what hip-hop was, 2017, 2018, 2019, we were kind of going down a kind of a little bit of a rougher path where I felt like, me personally, it lacked substance. But I think that now with everything going on, there's a lot of dope artists that are dropping good music, and they're not major label artists either. They're independent circuits, that these guys are just tapping into the right frequency, and I feel it's back on the incline, to be honest with you.
When I think of hip hop, I'm thinking about Nas.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Mos Def.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's a couple out there, but to me, that's hip hop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, there's some cats that are dope.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for me, that's older, that grew up and seen hip hop, kind of come to its conformity. I have a huge catalog, like I'm sure, I still listen to the Roots. I still listen to Cube. I still, I still bump Nipsey. I still bump Kendrick. I mean, I'm still bumping J. Cole. He's another cat that a lot of these kids that my son is actually putting me game on. I was bumping Logic for a while till my son told me he fell off, but he still got bars.
I don't think
right?
Logic fell off.
But that's what these kids are saying, though.
Logic hot.
You have to remember these kids, their attention span's quick. With the social media and stuff, it's a lot faster. So they don't really, I don't feel.
They can't grasp it. They can't.
Exactly. It's hard for them to kind of sink in and listen to what Nas was saying, or listen to what the whole Jay-Z and Nas beef was like.
I think it's just a lot of artists just trying to, there's a lot of artists everywhere and try to keep up. Even for a DJ, it's like, man, I got to get this song, get this song. Like,
let me ask you as a DJ,
Yeah.
From an artist perspective, do you find it harder for you to break records or like for new artists, or when you see it's dope, or
when I hear something, it's dope.
Off the first couple seconds?
Yep.
That's
I know.
Okay.
It's like, man, like a performer, he's got it. You know what I mean?
tell.
I could tell right away. Because it's the demeanor. It's how you carry yourself. It's the professionalism.
I got you.
Professional.
No, I got you. Professionalism. No, I got you. It's how they carry themselves.
Yeah.
and all
Right.
that stuff. I got you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then too, you know what I miss, like, cause this is gonna age me, but even like the back in the day where it was like Tower Records and like you would. Like a song was out and it was a single,
Right.
And it was like a
Right.
single versus the album, and it was a whole like
warehouse,
I gotta go wait in line, or even Ticketmaster when
Those are the good old days.
Those are the
old
good days.
You can actually go in and listen.
Yeah,
You can listen
and
to
then
a
you
song.
can't wait to
Yeah.
get home and
Right.
open that CD, and then like the CD scratch. You kids don't
Man.
know about that. That's a
They don't
struggle
know-
right there.
They don't know anything about scratching.
Yeah,
They
but-
don't know about going to the record store and before you buy it, you could play it.
Yup.
Like, okay, I'm gonna get this. You know what I mean?
I remember those
Love
where
days.
you have the stations where they'd have the top 10 albums or whatever, and you
Yeah.
could listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Those are good times.
But that's what I miss about
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
because it's just like that whole excitement of going home and opening it and playing it, putting it on, a big old, whether you had a
Right.
vinyl, whether you had a tape cassette.
Tape cassette.
I went
Right.
back there. I went there.
Thank
As
you.
long as you don't say no 8-track.
Right.
Yeah. And then you got-
I say that's.
Nah,
Take it
that's
away,
the
baby.
that's
Yeah, man.
whoa, that's way before my time.
Nah, but yeah, I feel you on that. It was a nostalgic vibe. You know what I mean? And hopefully, with the music that you guys are hearing now, or that you're getting ready to hear, that we're getting ready to drop, it'll give you that type of feeling. I'm a fan of hip hop too. I'm not just an artist. I try to stay in tune with everything that's going on, as well.
When we think about hip hop, it's a culture.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just not just music. It's,
Yes.
it's it's a culture.
Yes.
I don't think the young people nowadays understand that.
You don't know.
They don't know.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's a different kind of lane. You know what I mean? Like it's everything again. It's instant. It's what visual do you have, or you know, how many likes do you have, or you know, how many followers do you have? You know, it's a different ball game than what it used to be when we were growing up. You know what I mean? But it's still an opportunity for us to kind of educate them. You know, like dig deep into your artist. You know, as far as you know, their back catalog. You know.
Can you tell the people where they could find you?
You can find me on Instagram at official Vig Louis. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. You know, wherever you can find me on the internet. I'm sure if you Google Vig Louis, you'll see me pop up for sure.
And once again, what singles you got out right now?
I mean, I dropped the Book of VI back in 2018. That's available on all digital platforms. I dropped 3518 last year. That's available on all digital platforms. We're getting ready to release Less Than Zero November 3rd, Election Day. Also, remember to vote, ladies and gentlemen.
Vote, y'all.
Vote for what's right and not for what's right now. So, you know, this music is a little bit different, guys, than what I had previously done. And I'm just thankful for my boy, my homie Twin, my brother ST, all the guys that helped me engineer it and put it together. And thank you guys as well for allowing me to come out.
Appreciate
it.
We
thank you
for
joining us at the Mike House. You know what I mean?
Hollywood.
Shout out to the Mike House.
Yes, yeah.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you so much.
All right, for sure.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Take care. Bless up.
Look, you wake up with money on your mind, girl, you my favorite. You be looking like a dime even when you ain't wearing makeup. Yeah,